we have created one production order, right? So CO03. So for this production order, we have done the goods issue, and also while doing activity confirmation, I got an error message. Then later, I cancel the order. I reconfirm the order again. I will show it. I will create one more order also. Let's see this order first. So we have done the good issue and we have done the activity confirmation. Okay. If you see the order status, it's still PCNF for release. Okay. That means, I mean, we have done some confirmations and we have done some, goods issues, but we have not taken any output from this order. So still it's showing as any delivery or something. Even the delivery quantity also it's showing 0. Go to the cost analysis. If you see here, this is the plan cost. Yesterday we have discussed already about this. Now this is the total cost. So the first this portion is like material cost. Okay. This all we already discussed yesterday. The second one, activity confirmation. If you see here, I have done the activity confirmation. But here, personal time, I changed a bit. Let me bring up the quantity as well. Total plan quantity. Total actual cost. So if you see here, time I have just changed 5 hours here. I increased 5 hours for the personal activity type. Okay. Remaining, I confirm the same. Okay. So for the additional 5 hours, we got some 50 USD cost. I mean, activity cost increased by 50 USD, but rest all same. Okay, plan and actuals. Okay, if you see here, the overhead portion still it is empty because it will be updated during the month end closing. I mean, at the time of month end closing, we have to run some transaction codes. That time it will update. Okay. So during this activity confirmation, system will look after, the costing variants what we have created, right, for the product cost object controlling purpose, and we have assigned to process order. These costing variants will work. Okay. Now let's do a goods receipt from this order. Okay. Goods receipt order. Okay. What I will do, first I will, yeah, I mean, we will do the WIP. First, we will check the WIP scenario. Then we will check other things. So, out of 5 quantity, I'm taking 4 quantity out of this production order. Meaning, I'm taking 5 quantity as output. So, let's go to the material document, how it looks like. If you see here, this is the material document. Okay, FZ inventory debit. Okay, and FZ COGM credit. So we are getting inventory debit and COGM gets credited here. Okay, and also controlling document. It's just, I mean, there is a credit from the process order. Okay, just credit to the process order. Also, we have a ML document, material ledger document. If you see the material price analysis, so our product is finished product. Okay, there is no beginning inventory for this material, but we have a good receipt from the process order, production order of for quantity and the price. Okay, and the detailed breakup also you can see here. I mean, for this value, what is the raw material cost in it, what is the chassis, what is the engine, other expenses, etc. Okay, and you can see here the actual cost component split also. Not here. Yeah, this is only showing as of now standard, but once we execute that time, we will get the actuals. But here, I mean, others here you can see the I mean the total details breakup for the whole inventory value. Okay. Now let's go to the process order, production order. Um, if you see here, the delivered quantity is 4, planned quantity is 5, and the status updated as PDLV means partially delivered. Okay, still it's not either DLV or TICO. Okay, so let's go to the order. Okay, if you see here, there is a debit, I mean, sorry, credit. Okay, so here the goods receipt is happened. Um, so now we system is showing the value here, the difference. You can go to work in progress column. Now work in progress it is showing at. Okay, now we have raw material cost, we have activity cost. Okay, we have goods receipt. Let's say now the month we are approaching the month. Now we have to perform month end activities now for this order. Okay, so before that, one more thing I would like to tell you. So the accounting entry is also important. So here we have seen goods issue. During goods issue, the moment type is 261 and the accounting document or RM consumption debit and RM inventory credit. Okay. Here, I mean, activity confirmation, what it happens. So generally, I mean, in S4, it will update the accounting document also, but generally the accounting document here, the document is like CO document. If you go to ECC, you don't see any accounting document here, but you see a CO document that is uh, production order debit and cost center credit. If you go to the document display, yeah. So if you see here, controlling document, what system is doing, cost center and activity combination it's doing. See, the production order is debit and cost center is credit. Same way, production order is debit and cost center is credit. Okay, so this is the controlling document. But in ECC, we don't have this accounting document. Okay, this is the new feature in S4 HANA. Since we are creating, secondary cost elements also as a account, GL account, right? Because of that, system is additionally creating an accounting document. Okay, with the same accounts again, debit and creating the cost center and debiting the production order. Okay, you can see the order also here. Okay, so order is getting debited and cost center is credited. If you go to the cost center report, okay, if you see here, there is a debit, credit to the cost center here with machine cost, labor cost, personal cost setup. Okay, in the actuals, you have a credit. Okay, this is because of activity confirmation. And also you can see here the actual activity hours also will be updated to cost center. The hours which we confirm during the production order confirmation, these hours also will be updated in the cost center report. If you maintain the plan quantity here, again you can compare what is the plan and actual, and you will get to know what is the ideal time, particular month. At the month end, what business does, they will compare what is my plan quantity for this cost center and what is my actual quantity and what happens to the remaining quantity. That remaining quantity, then they'll compare whether is it because of, is it real ideal time or is it because of some other problems like any inefficiency or something. This time gap is came, they will analyze and they accordingly do the planning for the subsequent periods. Now let's assume we are approaching the month, then we have to perform the month end closing. These all activities so far what we have done, like good issue, activity confirmation, goods receipt, everything will be done by the logistics team. Like the materials management, good issue will be taken care by the I think what is the material management team, but activity confirmation will be done by production planning team. Goods receipt also they do it. Now, as part of month end closing, we have to perform some of the activities. Like the first and foremost activity, okay, we have to run overhead calculation. Okay, so for calculating the overhead, the transaction code is KZI2. Okay, we have to. This is a single order. Since it's single order, uh, we need to enter one order, and also we have one more transaction, CON2 or CON3. No, not this one. One second, control, counting, control. CO43. Okay. KZ82 just now we have executed. Another transaction is CO43. So generally, if you want to execute the overhead each plant wise, okay, or else if you have multiple plants, um, what happens? I mean, here you can enter only one plant, right? But if you have multiple plants, if you run it by plant, then it's a you have to execute it multiple times. But generally, what we do, we will take the program of this particular transaction. Okay, program. Say, okay, actually not this is not the program. There is another program. I mean, for this CO43 transaction. Okay, there is another back. If you uh, check in the Google, you have a program. It's short with RK something. Okay, if you execute that program in SC38, you will have see. I mean, it will give you more options actually, like multiple company, multiple plants option. It will give you some other parameters also. Generally, what we do, either we will create a separate transaction code for that, okay, or else by using that program you can schedule the jobs. Generally, what business will ask, they will ask us to create a transaction because it's very simple, right? I mean, already you have a custom standard program. For that program, just if you request the developer, they will simply create one transaction code with Z CO43 or something. Then you can use the transaction. Then business can execute all the plans in one go, the overhead calculation. Okay, so I'm closing this one. Since it's one order, I'm using this one. Period is 6, 2024. Let's execute test run. So system is calculating 5%, 10% of material overhead, 5% is production overhead. Okay, this is 1458 and this is 138.13. Okay, or completed. Let's remove the test run. Let's see. CO document number ranges KZPI. Okay. AZPI is missing. It's a K and K. AZPI. Okay, again go here. Remove test run. Yeah. So overhead is updated like 1458, 138. So total overhead is this much. Okay. Now if you go to the accounting documents here, you cannot see anything here. But now let's go to the order now. We will see the order. Go to cost analysis. So if you see here, the overhead is updated here now. Okay. So on 14,580, it's 10%. On 2762, it's 5%. Okay. So here also it will post accounting document and CO document. Generally in ECC, it will not post CO accounting document. but in S4 it will host both accounting and controlling documents. Controlling document, it will debit to production order and credit to cost center. If you see here, this is production order debit positive value and cost center PRD1 credit. Same thing. Two lines, right? Production order debit and cost center credit. Okay. Now go to accounting documents. Same here. This is order. I mean, the cost center is credited. This cost center we have given in the costing sheet. If you go to the costing sheet, KZS2, our costing sheet is IN10. So here we mention the credit, right? This is the cost center. In the configuration, we have mentioned the cost center and activity, I mean, the GL here, active cost element, secondary cost element. With that combination, the document get posted and it update to the cost center. If you go to CO report also, refresh. See here, we have two more lines. Material overhead and production overhead also got updated here. Okay. So if you see here at the month end, I mean, let's say this is the month end. So we have some amounts and also we got some cost allocations on the debit side, and the credit side we have activity confirmation and we have overhead calculation, but still we have some kind of balance. This balance again later business will take whether to transfer to Coupa or just leave it as it is. Okay. This is overhead calculation. Okay. Now the next step is after the overhead calculation is completed. Now we have to run the where WIP and variance calculation. The WIP is nothing but work in progress. KKAX is a, I mean, these are all transaction codes, right? Month end transaction codes. Uh, as I said earlier, we can run it for single order or single plant. If you want to run it for multiple plants by using SAP standard programs, either, I mean, you can use the SC38 transaction and execute the program. It will give you more plants. Since, I mean, business doesn't have access to SC38 and all, generally we will create a G transaction code by using that standard program. Then we will give it to the business. In most of them, in the big projects, right, generally business don't perform anything. They will they will have shared services or BPO teams who process, I mean, uh, all these transactions, and later the business team they will just analyze the results, right? Most of the, at least, I mean, the big projects, they, I mean, the controllers, they don't have time on doing all these activities. Simply they'll give it to some third party vendor. Okay, like BPO services or shared, they call it as, or shared services. Those teams, uh, they will perform, I mean, you call it as some end users, right? So those, not the real, they're not the real end user, but some people who perform on behalf all these transactions. Then at the end, I mean, they analyze the reports and they will find the root causes. Okay. Now, work in progress period 6 is clear 2024. version 0. Save now. Test run. Okay. I'm removing the test run. Save now. What is the error? Could be create line ID for settlement and defining settlement rules. Category app. So it's saying we missed some configuration. Let's see SPRO. I thought it will fail. Controlling, product cost controlling, cost object controlling, order, period and closing, work in progress. Line IDs it is asking to create. So generally, it's asking for the settled cost. Okay, this is actually a standard one. What we have done? I mean, we have created two line IDs here, like material and manufacturing cost and raw material cost, like that we have created. But apart from that, we also need to settle cost. I mean, it's a standard one. We have to create it. Okay, let's create IN10. Okay. Then go to update again. New entries, controlling area, version 0, RA key, and line ID is set. Okay, here category we have to select A, settled cost. So for this, I mean, we no need to generally assign any activity, I mean, cost element or something, but system will allow us, I mean, it is just a technical setup, we have to do it. Okay. So, I mean, for the work in progress settlement and all, I think it needs some kind of settlement related, line ID as a SAP standard, and you have to select this category as A. We no need to enter any cost element or something for this. Okay. Now let's do it. Let me try one more time. So WIP system calculated the WIP here. Okay. 3904. So at the time of WIP calculation, what happens generally? So it will not post any accounting document, rather just it will update the backend tables. Okay. Since WIP, I mean, it doesn't post any accounting document. It will just calculate and it will update in the backend tables. So you can see that WIP values and everything. Okay. It will save the data. Now go to the process order again. Sorry, production order. Where is my production order? Here. Okay. So still the order status. See, WIP is always it will be calculated based on the order status. I told you. So if the order status not equal to DLV or TICO, system will calculate the WIP. Otherwise, if it's DLV or TICO, then it will calculate variance. Okay. Let's go to the analysis, cost analysis. Cost trend. If you see here no update. Generally, this is the WIP value. What do you mean by WIP here? The total net of debits and credits is called WIP. See, if delivery happen, let's say, generally what you will think. I have created order for 5 quantity and I have got a yield of 4 quantity. Okay. What generally business will accept? For this 4 quantity, we need variance calculation. Okay, remaining 1 quantity, I need work in progress. Uh, is it correct expectation or not? Hello? Any answer here? I have created an order for 5 quantity and I have received a yield of 4 quantity. Okay, being a controller, what I expect. See, for these 4 quantities I have already manufactured, I need variance, and remaining 1 quantity I need WIP, right? But system doesn't work in that way. Since the order status is not delivered, okay, still system assumes it's in progress. What are the yield you got it from this order? But from the system perspective, it is still in work in progress. So it will consider that whole order. What is the order status? Okay, it's still not DLV. Hence, even if you here, I mean, since it's car, we have delivered 4 quantity. But if it is, let's say it's a process industry where you have created this order for 1,000 quantity, even if you delivered 999.99 also, system still show as a work in progress only. So the planned quantity and actual quantity should be equal. Then only it will consider as what do you say, a delivered quantity. So that's what I mean. Those kind of uh, technical things, business will manually make the order status. I mean, they'll change this order status to TACO. I will show you how to do that. But at this point of time, let's assume we have created 5 quantity, we delivered 4 quantity. So my order is still in progress. So in this order, what cost I spent, okay, and what yield I got, and the remaining thing is because what I spent, I have a inventory effect in my balance sheet, and what I received for that also I have a effect on my balance sheet because here good issue, goods receipt, here also goods issue, goods receipt. Only these parts we have not done anything, but typically this cost also part of here. I mean the overhead on the this overhead cost and this cost also includes in this, right? I mean when we calculate the standard cost estimation, when we are doing the goods receipt system, where it will pick the price, it will pick the price from the material master, that price what we have calculated through standard cost estimation, right? So indirectly this price also includes here. Okay, so now the total balance what it is here, this we will call it as work in progress. This balance is either work in progress or variance. Okay, since here this order status is still not DLV, system will consider as work in progress. If it is DLV, then it will consider as variance. Okay, so when I say work in progress, it's net of total debits and credits at a production order level is called work in progress. Okay, based on the order status. Now let's go to the work in progress, how it shows. See, if you see here, system is showing work in progress 3,900. Okay, so we have created 2 line IDs, right? WIP GL accounts. With the fourth GL account, we have one line debit and 1 line credit, and it is showing the work in progress. Okay, now the next step is variance calculation, KKS1. So same KKS1, KKS2, there are plant, okay, this is plant wise calculation. We have KKS2. Okay, this is order wise calculation. Let's calculate the variance. Looks like some error. Let's see. Order does not have a status DLV or TACO. Yep, correct. So what system is saying, this order status is, order does not have status DLV or TACO. That means, I told you, right, for variance calculation, the order status should be either DLV or TACO. So since this order is not yet completed, so what we will do, still we will consider as work in progress. So system will not calculate any variance. So we no need to do here. I mean, we no need to bother about this error message. We cannot do anything here. Now, let's go to the settlement. So for settlement, I think you might aware all these transaction codes, some of the guys at least. We have KO88 for single order and CO88 for double order. I mean, multiple orders. At a plant level, we have transaction code CO88. Okay. Now, just to do the test run, I think here also it will ask for the. So system is settling that 39042 finance. We will see how it looks like. I think it will ask for number range. Let's see. See the accounting document here. Okay. What it is doing now, the WIP is posted to finance. Okay. WIP balance sheet account, debit, and P&L account is credit. From where these accounts are coming? Any guess? Is it from OBIC or any other setup? No idea, or we have discussed it, right? I mean, in the work in progress configuration, we define posting rules. Okay. See here, we have maintained the GL account, the balance sheet, and P&L account. Okay. So balance sheet 150, P&L account this one. Okay. In this case, there is no controlling document. Okay. Only we will have accounting document because the WIP will be posted to FI from CO, right? We are transferring the cost from production order to finance. So it will not post anything to costing, I mean CO. It will just update to GL accounts in FI so that your balance sheet will match. Okay. Now go to the production order. CO03. Okay. Here there is no update. Okay. But already the order is settled and it posted to FI, right? I mean, it generated an accounting document also. If you go here, work in progress. Yeah, we have this work in progress here, but it is settled. Now, let's assume, okay, in the next month, we are approaching, I mean, now it's June, right? Now we have completed the period and closing for, let's assume, I mean, we have done these all activities in the month of May or maybe in June. So next month, what happens? Again, production people will do goods receipt from this order, right? Let's do that. We go goods receipt order. So how many quantities? Proposing one quantity where post you have not plugged item. Okay. Post. So goods issue is done. Now go to order again. Let me close this. Mini screens. Okay. Now CO03. See, the delivery quantity is planned quantity is 5, delivered quantity is 5. If you see here, the order status is DLV. Okay. See, delivery completed. Here also, system updated the flag, delivery completed. So order status will become, order status become DLV. Now go to the order, cost analysis. What happens? So now we have goods receipt, complete goods receipt, like 5 quantity we have received, and the cost is not changed. We have earlier we have already issued all the raw materials and everything, right? Now it is showing 145 as a variance. Okay. Since it is DLV, now you can consider this total amount as variance. Okay, 145.48 USD as a variance. Okay. Now go to target cost. So if you see here, now you have target cost and you have actual cost. Okay. I told, right? Target cost will be updated when we do a goods receipt from the production order. So I forgot to show you during the goods receipt, but it will be updated during the goods receipt. Okay, as at least if you do one goods receipt, again I will create one more cycle. That time I will show you. Okay, correct. So target cost is updated, actual cost is updated. Now again let's do the month end closing. Okay, let's assume again we approach the month end. Okay, again KZI2 you will do it. It's calculating, but it will not update anything. Okay, if you go to the order again, CO03, because for this order already the overhead is updated. See, no change on the overhead. What updated earlier, there only. If the overhead is not updated, then it will be updated. Okay, let's calculate now the work in progress. KKAX. Okay, remove test and save log. Now the work in progress is 0. Correct? Because now the order status changed to DLV, then there is no work in progress. Work in progress is 0. Then KKS to variance calculation and even test run, execute. Okay. If you see here, your target cost is this much and your actual cost is this much and your variance. This is the variance. Okay. Right. I told you. In technically system calculates the target cost and actual cost, and the differences it will give you as a variance. Okay. This target cost is nothing but standard cost multiplied by with your delivered quantity. Okay, that is nothing but the actuals. The original actuals, I would say rather. What are the debits and credits in the production order? That is your variance. Change layout. So here you will have all the categories also, like input price variance, input side variances, output side variances. All the variances are there. Okay, input price variance, quantity variance, resource usage variance, and price variance. outside variance remaining. Okay, let's see. I mean, we will see any categories here. So total variance is like 145. We already discussed. Now we have category. So out of that, system is giving some breakup. Input quantity variance. Okay, because we have changed quantities for some of the materials, right? Materials and activities. Because of that, we got some variance. And remaining input variance somehow, I mean, 20.5 it allocated. Lot size variance it is saying 100. Remaining variance it's showing 100. I mean 5. So likewise it will calculate, you know, some values, and at the end, I mean, it will calculate the total variance. Okay, then it will let off all the categories and it will use the. But generally, I mean, this kind of variance analysis, people, I mean, will not use. But if you want, you can use it. Since if the material ledger is active, then it really doesn't make any sense, because the variance, I mean, what we have achieved here, 145, right? This will be adjusted again at the cost component level. Okay, so that's what, if you don't use material ledger with actual costing, then there is a point, I mean, then this will make sense to analyze the variance at this level. But this really doesn't give any additional, value add to the business, this breakup. Okay, and business also, and SAP also recommended not to use this variance split if you are going with, okay, material ledger with actual costing. They already told, but you have the different kind of variance analysis. This different kind of variances, if you want, you can transfer to COPA also. Okay. Yeah, but for that, I mean, there is another step. I will show you how. During COPA, again, I will create one more order. How the variance split will transfer to COPA, I will show you, because there is some configuration is pending. That is S4 functionality in COPA. Okay, variance split and cog split. That also I will show you how it will happen. Okay. So time being, this variance we have settled. Now we need to settle this variance. Okay. We have calculated the variance. The next step is here also, it will not post any accounting document or something. It will just update in the backend tables. Now do the settlement KO88. Here you will have surprise. Account determination for entry PRD not possible. Okay. Because we need price difference. PRD we need an account. Okay. Let's create an account. FS00. We will create one account with start with 5. P&L account will create something 60. Primary cost, expenses, production variance. Category 1. G04. Again, we need to assign this one OBYC PRD. Okay. Enter the values in class 7920 5,60,000. I will enter the same account for all the values in class because variance has to go to same account. Or else if you want to maintain different accounts also, you can maintain. But here variances I am posting to single account. Next 17900. Again, do the settlement. Account PRD PF not possible. Okay, it's asking for PF. Okay, OBYC. PRD controls 5. Yeah, it's asking ERF, right? What did it ask? ERF. So let's maintain ERF here. Let's do the settlement again. Yeah. Now what system is asking? We have created the variance account, right? This we created as a cost element. Now we need to post, we need a cost object this. Generally what happens? This account we need to maintain in OKB9. Okay. Either we have to activate the profitability segment or else we need to assign a cost center. Okay. Since we have not activated COPA yet, we need to assign cost center for this account. Once the COPA setup is done, again we will change the setup. We will assign this flag. I mean, IN10 5,60,000. So generally, what you can do, you can select this profitability segment so that it will transfer to COPA. Okay. Now, time being, I will give cost center like production 1. Okay. Now again do the under settlement. So it is settling the 145. Let's do the real settlement. Accounting documents. See here. What system does? Can anybody explain what happens here by seeing this accounting document? See, already we have posted the WIP during the last month. Okay, that has to be reversed. Okay, system automatically reverse that. Once the production order is fully completed, what are the WIP balances posted in the previous periods? That will be reversed in the current month, and it will post variance. Okay, so the FI and in the FI document it has 4 lines. 2 lines are belongs to WIP, so your WIP balance will become 0. Okay, so that's what I mean. These accounts are like intermediary accounts. At one stage, I mean, at the month end, these accounts balances Once the production order is completed, it will become 0, and it will post to production variance debit and COGM credit. Okay. Now go to the order. So here also it will post controlling document, like just order debit and cost center credit, because here generally, I mean, if COPA is active, it will generate a COPA document. Since we have cost center, it posted debit to cost center and credit to production order. Okay, sorry, production order debit and cost center debit and production order credit 145. If COPA is active, then it will update to COPA. I will show you. I mean, one more cycle also I will create during COPA. Material ledger also. Material ledger price analysis. Goods receipt, production. See, these two are like goods receipts. We have received 4 quantity. Second, we have received 1 quantity. Third, I mean, we have done the settlement. Because of the settlement, we got 145 as variance. This variance also split it to all the components. Okay, if you see here the variance, 182 consumables, 52 personal cost, and setup cost is reduced by -10. Material overhead 18. So total is like 180. So what it is doing at the end, it is the variance is getting adjusted to your goods receipt. If you see here, initially we have received 15,000, later we have received 3758. But again, we have a debit from the production order. I mean, you spent more, you received less. So at the end, what happens? It is also adjusting that value to your ending inventory. Okay. So if you combine these, there is a less value, right? So at the end, it is also adjusting the variance, also getting adjusted to your ending inventory. Okay. So what happens now? I mean, system is here showing the details during material ledger. I mean, if you run the material ledger closing now, okay, then this 145 will be adjusted to your COGS. Since, I mean, no, not COGS, it's still in quantity, right? I mean, your inventory. Let's go to the inventory of this product. MB55, MB51. Oh, it's showing only quantity, right? There is one more transaction where we can see both quantity and MB52. So if you see here, the total stock it is showing 18,793. But you have, this is ending inventory, but you have accumulated inventory. That means this variance we got. This variance also, as of now, what happened? This variance is lying in the variance GL account, right? I mean the PRD account. It's there in the PRD account. But what happens at the time of material ledger closing, that PRD, this 145, will be adjusted to your inventory. That means it will be adjusted to your inventory. So your inventory will become 18,938. Okay. If you sell this product to customer, then what happens? Okay, let's say we have five quantity. Out of 5 quantity, let's assume 4 quantity already delivered to customer. Okay, and remaining 1 quantity is there in your warehouse. Then what happens? Then system, what it does, it will calculate 4:1 ratio. The variance 145 will be divided by 4:1 ratio, and the for 4 quantity, it will post to COGS, right? During the sales order, if you deliver to customer means there is a COGS document, COGS posting. In the COGS, it will adjust to the COGS. Remaining for 1 quantity, it will update to inventory. So that I will show it in the material ledger closing activity. Okay, clear everybody. But as of now, let's assume we have ending inventory of this much. We have cumulated inventory. That cumulative inventory is nothing but it's inclusive of your variance. Okay, this part again we will discuss during how it will get adjusted to the inventory. As of now, the balance is lying in your PRD account. Okay, now go to the order. Close this. This is cost center CO03. Go to cost analysis. If you see here, there is a settlement. Okay, happen, and the order balance will become 0. Okay, 145 is settled to FI, and generally it will settle to COPA and FI both. But yeah, since we have not activated COPA, it will settle to FI and cost center. So as of now, the balances are in the PRD account. Now, still, if you go to the order status, it's DLV. So once the delivery is completed, what people will do, the production people, in order to mitigate any risks, somebody, wrongly post any additional cost to this order, again, later they have to settle it. In order to mitigate those kind of, issues, what they do, they'll go to order change here again, functions, restrict processing, either they lock it or technically complete. Okay, let's complete technically, save it. Change is not allowed order because I made the order as technically completed, right? It is asking, you cannot do any further changes to this order. So now order status become TECO. Okay, TECO means technically completed. So once that order is fully completed, they close this so that there won't be any further posting. If you do any postings, it will not allow now anymore. And some point why this kind of things they do, once the teco is also completed, they still do some kind of other activities, like they can close the order also, so that the closed orders will not be when you are executing the month end process, right? What system does, it will bring all the orders. In order to you know eliminate those orders, you can keep order status closed or deletion flag or something after some point of time. Okay, because when you are running the variance calculation or work in progress calculation, system also checks the previous orders. Because some of the previous orders might be having work in progress and all, right? Uh, so it has to check the previous month's postings and everything. Whether if that order is having work in progress or something like that, then it will check all the orders. So if the order is fully completed, then there is no point to check it again. So, but system point of view, it will check each and every order. Okay, whether work in progress is there any previous periods. So if you close the order, then system will consider, okay, I no need to consider this order anymore. Then it will ignore, so that it will improve your performance. So for that process, they will technically complete it, and then restrict processing. Now you can close the order. Do you want to carry out transact despite warning? Yes. So now order status is CLSD, means closed. So when you execute backend program to calculate variances or work in progress, these orders will not be considered at all now. So it will improve your system performance. if you are using, creating multiple, or generally people will create thousands of orders, right, in a day, and the month it will be like thousands of orders. Once after certain point of time, it will be like millions. So it will take, the job will take 2 to 3 hours sometimes to run it. Okay. So far, is it clear to everybody, or feel free to ask any questions. Whether it is silly question also, try to ask me, I will answer. Okay, because product costing is, people will think that it's very difficult. To be honest, it's not so difficult, but it has some kind of integrations, right? It has integration with FI, it has integration with MM, it has integration with PP, and your cop. The copper part is again with SD, that is different story. But here, at least it's tightly integrated with PP, MM, and FI. MM and FI point of view, we need to configure that OBOS setup and the valuation class, etc. Okay, and PP side, I mean, the configuration steps are very, limited, but still, we have a tight integration because of the mapping of cost center, work center, and activity. That is very much critical. So once the master data in place, then your life will be easy. Otherwise, see, for CO, okay, the main point is master data. Okay, if your material master data, your BOM, your routings are perfect, then there is no issues in CO. Okay, in the real world, what issues? When I say issue, it's in CO, it's not a hard error. Okay, you will never. You will see some kind of hard errors, but that is not the real issue actually. If it is an hard error, it's very easy to fix it. But the main problem is the analysis part, right? So if something goes wrong, we need to check all the master data, what happens. Okay, sometimes they may issue wrong quantity, sometimes they issue, you know additional quantities unnecessarily, or sometimes they may confirm extra hours or something like that. Those kind of errors only, it will cause a lot of variances. For that also, business, what they do, they will develop some kind of custom checks, or you know uh, custom reports at least. If the variance percentage, see what happens generally, especially for the big projects, with my experience I'm telling. The, these all month-end programs also, right? It will be executed by the BPO services. Okay, they will give it to some vendors like Accenture, Deloitte, TCS, or Infosys, whatever, Wipro. They have some kind of BPO services. Those people literally doesn't know anything about what is happening in the once once I execute the transaction. His job is to just execute the transaction. At the month end, he will have a checklist. Okay, that guy, he will execute. Okay, run work in progress, run variance calculation, run settlement, run forward. These 4 transaction codes he will execute. He will send an email to controller. Boss, I have done. These are the transaction codes. Please execute. He doesn't even bother. It went wrong, or it went posted wrong values. Then the controller has to validate. Okay, once he see the variance at the month end, it will pile up the variance account like millions of euros, or millions of, maybe millions of, dollars. Then he has to check what went wrongly. So in order to mitigate those kind of issues, what they will do before running the variance settlement itself, okay, they will run some kind of reports. Let's say in this month we have created 5,000 orders. Okay, then they will run the variance calculation. Then they will see what is the variance, okay, for all the orders. So we have certain reports in SAP also, like all the orders, each order, we have a report called KOC4. Okay, by using that KOC4, we have a Fury app also, actual order analysis. Okay, um, in that app also, you can check each order wise what is the variance. Okay, and also it will show the percentage also. So if there are any abnormal variances, right? They have let's say 10% variation is acceptable. Let's assume even 10% also, I would say very high. they will make a thumb rule like at least 5% variances are acceptable. Okay, plus or minus 5. Or even plus or minus 10 also sometimes acceptable. It's again depends upon the type of manufacturing you're doing. Yeah, plus or minus 10% is acceptable. But above plus or 10, I mean plus or minus 10 variances, they will take a look. Okay, then they will go to that particular order number and they will see. Okay, again, right? I mean, there will be a support team, or else they have internal in-house support team, or maybe again they will give it to give us. I mean, give it to consultant like us. So they will create I mean, incident or something. They will, again we need to analyze what went wrong, and we need to tell them, okay, this is what happened. Then what is the next course of action? So after settlement, once it is posted again, you have to reverse it. It's like a lengthy process, right? I mean, by that time the period end might be closed, and again you have to open the previous period, or you have to post it in the current period. These kind of challenges will come. So before doing that, the variants they will analyze before doing the settlement. Okay, then that's what I mean. I'm telling you, right? They start month-end process. At least by 27 or 28, they will keep on running these kind of activities before in hand. Okay, and workday 1 or 2, they will by workday 1 or 2, they will come to a conclusion. Okay, these are the variances, and they will settle it and they will close the. I mean, current month also they can do it any adjustment. So at the end, I mean, by year end, everything should be clean, right? So every month we are not going to report our balance sheet and everything to auditors, right? So generally, internal audits will be happen every quarterly or something like that. But for the legal purpose, we will submit our books yearly once, right? Not every month. Okay, but still we do some kind of internal audits and everything to make our life easy at the year end. Okay. Generally, this product costing is, backbone to inventory valuation of your finished goods and semi-finished goods. That's what I mean. Business are very much interested. All these calculations and everything. If something goes wrong, their inventory value will be in toss. So that we should be very careful while doing all these calculations. So with this, I mean, we have completed the production order cycle. Again, I mean, I'm going to create one more cycle also during COPA, because for COPA, I need to show you. One is cog split, the new functionality of S4HANA. Another one is variance split. That also I need to do. Okay. So in product costing, as I said, we have product cost planning and cost subject controlling. In the product cost planning, we have calculated uh, costing, standard cost estimation. In cost object controlling, we have calculated the actual cost. Okay, I mean, we have posted the actual cost and everything, and we have arrived at then the variances, and the variances will be settled to either COPA or cost center. Okay, now we will move to next topic, or else if you want, I can create one more cycle. I mean, I would like to show the activity confirmation, right? So let me create one more order quickly. Okay, CO01 material MC100, order type YB M5. I will create just for one quantity. Current date, release, calculate cost. Okay, go to cost analysis. Okay, we have plan cost. Save. Order 1 display. Okay. Now go to activity confirmation, CO11N or CO15, I think CO15. So there are two transaction codes are there. Okay. Especially in the production. One is operation wise confirmation, another one is order wise confirmation. So it's again depends. It's not related to us how they do their operation. I mean, the production order confirmation. Whether they do it order wise or operation wise, it's up to them. If the number of operations are very high, then what they will do? they will do order-wise confirmations. But if they want to perform operations confirmation and in between they want to see some checks and everything, they will go by operation confirmation also. But again, it's a tedious task, right? I mean, if you have multiple, let's say 20 operations, if you want to confirm the all 20 operations activities, then it will take a lot of time for them. So they will simply go to the order confirmation, this CO15 transaction, enter order. So how many quantity you would like to confirm? Okay, it will show here. From here also, they can confirm the good issue also. If you go here, okay, see, for this material goods issue also they can perform. Okay, if you want, they can perform good issue. They can enter all the materials. Generally, I mean, they can enter the raw materials. It will also display the raw materials here sometimes because based on the bomb setup, they'll do some kind of other setup also so that it will display all the materials which are needs to be issued. Let me try another transaction. Be confirmed. But what happens here? If you do the production order wise confirmation, you don't have chance to change the price. I mean the time. You have to confirm the what time you entered in the plan. Same time you have to confirm here. Okay, that is the disadvantage. So if you go to operation wise confirmation, CO11N. Okay, my order on one. Here I enter operation 10. We have two operations, right? So here system will propose the data. If you want, you can change the data here. For example, I would like to make it 20 here. Yeah. Here goods movement. Okay, if you want, you can issue goods also from here. Okay. But I'm not doing goods movement here. Save it. So confirmation is completed. Okay. Now again, go to order, the second operation. Actual data. Okay, I'm not changing anything here. Confirm. Okay. If you go here, CO03. Cost analysis. Yeah, the activity cost is posted. Yeah. Machine cost we changed a bit, so it's showing extra, but others are same. Okay. Yeah. Let me show some reports in product costing. Information systems. Yeah, let's go to Fury. Then we will see the Fury what reports we have. See, earlier I told one report, KOC4. See, this is the report. Here you can see uh, what is the actual cost. It's showing the plan cost, but you can see the variance also here. Total actual cost. So each order wise, you can see the variance and also the variance percentage. You can see it here. So, okay. So the business will take a decision on that. I mean, whether to settle it or further checks needs to be happened on the process or production order. Then they will take a call. Okay. What is the planned quantity? What is the output quantity, etc. So each and every order they have plant wise. I mean, you can execute this report. Okay, I will. There is one app. I mean, more. It's closely related to this only. The variance. Like for this, we have a Fury app. I will check that app and I will show you tomorrow. No problem. But this app is very important. Like you can see all the production order wise cost. What is the plan cost? What is the actual cost and everything. But we have in S4 also these reports. Okay, you can compare the costings, variances, and you can do the settlements and all. Apart from that, we have another some reports also there. If you go here, accounting, controlling, product cost controlling, planning, information systems, summarized analysis. See, costing run related reports you have here. You can check here. Okay, object list. This is very important report. I mean, for the costing. Okay. And our plant is IN10, right? Okay, so it will show you all the costing results. Okay, this report will be used. Okay, when you are okay, let's say now value in the material master and costing run result. Let's say now next month when you are trying to do the standard cost estimation, right? So you already we have some price in the material master. Okay, here everything is same because we have done it once one time. Let's say again, if you are going to perform costing run next month, then system will show you what is your material price, okay, and what is the costing run. I mean, costing results means the calculated price. Again, it will give you the variance percentage, and this percentage also business will validate. Again, this activity also will be performed by the shared services or the BPO team. I mean, if the projects are very big and they are operating in that model. But some case the end users or business controllers itself, they do themselves. But all our these big projects or they'll not do. I mean, the production controllers will not do it. Rather, they'll give it to some other people. They do it. Then they will share these results. Okay, they will download this report and they will share with the business controllers. Then the controllers will add. I mean, analyze if the percentage again, as I discussed earlier, the deviation is more than 10%. Okay, plus or minus. Then they will ask. I mean, they will do some kind of analysis where it went wrong. Okay, this is very important not only during the month end when you are going to standard cost. I mean, any product costing. Sorry, any CO implementation, right? So during the cutover, whether it is for SIT or for the production, okay, we have a cutover. Before stock load, you have to derive the standard costs for all the in-house manufacturing products. Okay, so in the SIT itself, I think you know the phases, right? In quality system, we do system integration testing. Okay. before doing the system integration testing of itself. Okay, we will do SIT. I mean, again, it depends upon the project structure, how it will go. Okay, generally, all our consultants will do SIT first. Once we are satisfied, then again we'll ask users to do the UAT, user acceptance testing. Okay, so that we call it as sit 1, sit 2, sit 3, or how many sits you do. That's again, it depends upon the project. So from the beginning of the sit, I mean, in the sit itself, we need to build some kind of confidence to customer. Okay, okay, give me some 100 materials for sit testing, right? If you are a test manager, I mean, there will be testing team also there. I mean, who take care of this testing and all. But I mean, they'll keep on touch with the business, and they will take. I mean, we cannot test during the testing. We cannot test all the materials, right? So we will take some sample. Let's take some 20 or 30 materials. Use these materials. So for these 20, 30 materials, we will do costing. Okay, as per the bombs available, routings available, rates and everything. Then we will compare the material price. What is the legacy price? What is your estimated price in the HANA system? For that matter, if it is ECC, from now you are migrating ECC to S4 also. Okay, let's say it's a brownfield, greenfield, whatever it may be the field. You will compare the price. What is the legacy price? The legacy system might be non-SAP system or SAP system. Okay, and what is the new price? Again, they will accept till 5% plus or minus, with my experience at least. They'll accept 5%, okay, plus or minus deviation in any material cost because of different reasons. There may be, activity rates, or in legacy systems they are using different kind of rates, and now they are want to use different rates, and bombs might be changed. Uh, so many factors will be there. Considering all these factors, they will accept 5% plus or minus cost. Okay, because it will impact their inventory values. Okay, let's say you have 5,000 materials. If the inventory value is because of the costing run, it's 1 billion, right? Then it's a huge impact on their financial statements, right? So it will show because of this costing run, it will post, the gain or loss because of material values. So it will show as the revenue. If you know, the price is increased, it will show as the revenue in your financial statements. So in order to mitigate all those things, they will compare. I mean, we have to compare here. Okay, what is the percentage? What is the material cost in the material master? And what is the costing result? What we are expecting? And again, you have to take the inventory also, because when you are going for sit, or maybe during production order cutover also, directly they will not load the stock, right? First, what they will do, they will create the materials and they will update the prices of the legacy price for all the materials, irrespective of raw material, finished, semi-finished product. Then what you have in the system? You have your raw material price in the system. Okay. Now you will calculate the what do you say, SAP price or the new price. Then you will see the difference. Again, sometimes what happens, you will have millions of materials, but out of that, some 60,000 materials, or maybe uh, zero point 0.5 million materials will have stock. Remaining 5 million materials, just, I mean, they'll not have any stock. Then we cannot, analyze for each and every material, right? Because it's waste of time. Considering the project timeline and everything, we cannot simply sit and analyze. Okay, these materials doesn't have stock, but still validate it. There is no make sense. I mean, always we have to give priority to the materials which are having stocks, okay, with high value. So for those materials, we will analyze. I mean, then what you have to do? I mean, again, how you will do it, it's up to you. But again, we have to download the stocks from the legacy system, and we have to download the stocks, I mean, prices from the current system, make a pivot or VLOOKUPs or whatever it may be. You will arrive okay, with the existing price, this is the inventory value. Okay, with the new price, this is the inventory value. What is the deviation total inventory value? You have to present it to the business. Once they are happy with the result, then only they will give go or no go for the costing. I mean, because it will heavily impact their uh, what do you say, inventory values. It's very critical because unless your stocks are not migrated, then you cannot perform other transaction codes, right? So before starting any go live, we should make sure that costing run is performed very well and your stock values is intact with the legacy, at least 5% plus or minus still fine. Again, I mean the business may you can bargain with 10% also. That is another story, but yeah, generally they accept 5% plus or minus. Yeah. This report is very much important. I mean, this we will use it generally during that cutover or maybe sit cost calculations and comparisons. Okay. Here you will have other fields also. What is overhead? Okay. Um, Material cost, some kind of all breakups also there. I mean, personal time, all cost you will get it here. You can still compare. I mean, if you have enough time, you can compare in that level. But generally, they don't accept compare component by component. At the end, I mean, they see what is the material cost and what is the costing result, whether it is acceptable or not. Okay, this is the report for planning and cost object controlling. Also, I showed you one report, right? Information system. See, there are some reports where you can see your plan and actual cost. Okay, plan cost debit and actual cost debit, the difference. Likewise, I mean, it's more or less that's KOC for report only. You can refer all these reports. Variances also we have some report KOB3. All line also selected. Okay. Okay, but object list, this report and KOC for report are important. I mean, we have one Fury app also for the costing. I mean, the production order report. Uh, okay, in that report, you can also see the variances and everything. If you want, I mean, the Fury app, at least in our project, we did some kind of enhancement in that Fury app, like all the variance calculation, work in progress calculation, overhead calculation, everything, right? We can do it in that single app only. So we have that standard Fury app. In that, we have added additional functionalities. Okay, we have added 3 more tabs in that, like 4 tabs rather. First tab is calculate overhead. Then second tab, calculate work in progress, calculate variance, and settlement. And settlement also, we have, I mean, some fancy things also we have added, like if the variance is less than 10%, you know, give a traffic light like green. If it is more than 10%, it's like red traffic light. So we will filter all the red traffic light orders. Then we will analyze what went wrong, something like that. So it's again depends upon the business requirement, but yeah, it's all possible in S4 HANA also. If you want to add some fancy features, we have that Fury app, that KOC report only in GUI, but in S4 we have a Fury app. In that Fury app, if you want, you can do. In this standard report also, if you want, we can do, but in GUI it's a little difficult to add all those things. But yeah, in Fury, somehow, I mean, we did it. It's also complicated there, but yeah, we have added some additional functionalities. Now, go to COPA. The next topic is, yeah. So we will discuss COPA now. Material ledger, I think, I mean, we have to discuss once the COPA part is completed. Okay. And one more challenge for material ledger is like, we cannot run the material ledger closing, okay, unless we close the current period, okay, because we have done all the postings in the June period only, right? I mean, goods movement and everything. For material ledger closing, we need to, if you want to run the material ledger closing, you have to close the June period, then run the closing for the June period. Okay. If the period is open, we cannot run the material ledger. Okay. So May month also we can do, but in May we have not done any postings in the system, right? So for that, at least we need some time. Then we will see how it will go, material ledger. But yeah, I'll try to post at least a couple of goods movements in the previous month. I'll try to post, but let's see how it goes. Okay. Because I mean the standard cost estimations and everything, I cannot run it in the previous month. That is another challenge. Yeah, that we will see later. But let's focus on now the COPA. So anybody know what is the significance of COPA? What do you mean by COPA? Why we use it why we use it COPA? So COPA, it's like controlling profitability analysis. Okay, what it does, it will give you, your profitability or contribution margin. Okay, product wise, you will get to know your margin, product wise, customer wise, division, distribution channel, or combination of all these characteristics. Okay, that is nothing but market segment. Okay, segment wise profitability we will get to know. Okay, uh, you get it till EBIT. I mean, earnings before tax or after tax also it's possible, but at least generally in COPA we analyze till EBIT. Okay, contribution margin EBIT. Okay, so in S4, what are the changes? In ECC, we have two kind of COPA. One is costing based COPA. Second one is activity based, accounting based COPA. In costing based COPA, we used to have value fields. Okay, so for a product, you will have revenue, you will have cost, you have discounts, then you will have net revenue. Out of that net revenue, you will deduct administration cost and all something like that. So these all we will create as a value fields in costing based COPA. Okay, but in accounting based COPA, we don't have value fields. We have only accounts, GL accounts. But in ECC, costing based COPA is widely used because it has a lot of functionalities like you have COG split, main functionality, and variant split, top-down distribution. There are so many functionals, accrual calculations. Everything is possible with accounting-based COPA, sorry, costing-based COPA. But the biggest challenge in costing-based COPA is reconcile with FI. FI COPA reconciliation at the month end is like a headache. So every month, reason for that also, we will deliver goods to customer this month. Okay. I mean, costing based COPA, the main problem where it will comes. We will deliver the goods to customer this month, but we will invoice to the customer next month. Okay. So what happens? Your FI books, the stock is already reduced, but in COPA, what happens? The in the COPA, when it will update? I mean, when you do goods receipt to the customer, goods delivery to the customer in FI, the COGS will be posted because it will reduce the inventory post to COGS. Whereas in COPA, it will not update. When it will get updated, once you create I mean, invoice document, once you get your revenue, I mean, when you create the invoice document, there itself it will post the revenue, right? Along with the revenue, it will post your COGS in COPA. But at the month end, if you compare your inventory valuation, COPA and your FI will not match. I mean, the COPA COGS and FI COGS. Again, always a deviation. It's a problem for the business, right? So as and when you do your COGS posting, sometimes you have to wait for invoice posting months together, right? I mean, you will not do it immediately, right? In that case, it's always a challenge for businesses to compare their FI and, I mean, reconcile FI and scope values. Okay. But there are additional fields like, I mean, they have COGS split, variance split, accrual calculations, etc. It's available with costing based COPA. On the other side, we have accounting based COPA. The accounting based COPA, it will, always reconcile with your FI. As and when you post COGS, it will be available in your COPA also, right? I mean, since you are using accounting accounts. But in ECC, we don't have COGS split, variance split, the accrual calculations, and everything is not possible in ECC. So SAP came up with a new solution in S4. Now let's not use costing based COPA anymore. Okay, accounting based COPA is your default COPA. Okay, if you want, additionally you can use costing based COPA, but by hook or crook, if you want to use COPA, you have to use accounting based COPA. It's mandatory. You cannot skip it. Additionally, if you want, you can use costing based COPA. Now, they also introduced all the functionalities which are available in costing based COPA earlier. For example, COGS split, COGS split. Okay, when you do your goods to customer, deliver to customer, system will post one single entry, but it will give a breakup for that cost. That is not available in accounting based COPA ECC. SAP introduced that in S4. Not now, I mean, in the beginning, like 2015, 16, those versions only it got, I mean, introduced. They also introduced variance split. Okay, it's not part of ECC, and also accrual calculations. Okay, and incoming sales order. When you create, I mean, there are some requirements in costing based COPA. Especially this is important for big projects, right? So as and when you create a sale order, okay, incoming, then system will post revenues in your books. Okay, it's just to calculate your revenue. I mean, it's like what is it? To estimate the revenue and to forecast your planning and everything. Okay, so that functionality also not available. Incoming sales orders, we call it as. That also now SAP came up with um, another solution where you can create, as and when you create a sale order, system generated accounting document with a separate ledger. That is again, that's a different story. With that ledger, it will post the revenues, and you can see analyze your revenues without, I mean, not happening anything like no delivery, no invoice posting, but still you can see incoming sales order. I mean, as and when you create a sale order, you can analyze, I mean, what is the revenue, what is the cost, and what is your net margin and everything. Those kind of analysis you can do it. In that also available in accounting based COPA. Initially they used to call it as accounting based COPA, costing based COPA. Now lately they named it marginal analysis. Now no more accounting based COPA. Okay. If you go to, I mean, if you activate the operating concern, it will show you marginal analysis. Okay. So the major differences is these two, the COG split and variance split, and the incoming sales order. I mean, incoming sales order revenue. I mean, when you create a sale order, you'll get the revenue. That is also available, but for that we need a separate ledger with uh, that ledger, with reference to that ledger, it will be posted to COPA. I mean, not COPA in the sense that it will post it to FI and CO. So during COG split, what happens in accounting based COPA? So at the time of goods delivery itself, it will update to your accounting, and also I will show you how it goes. It will update to your accounting and COPA. Let the revenue post after 2 months or 3 months, but your COGS will match at the end. At the month end, your COGS, FI COGS, and your COPA COGS will match. Your K30 reports and also your FS financial statement version, both will show same value, COGS value, right? I mean, in your financial statements version also will have COGS value. In K30 report also you will have COGS, and your revenue and everything match. I mean, K30 has to match with your FSTNN, not FSTNN. I mean, the financial statement version you use and you will run a report, right? With those reports, it has to match FI and CO at the month end. Okay. So mitigate this kind of, I mean, this is the main reason SAP now introduced. And also in costing based COPA, we have separate set of tables like CE1, CE2, CE3, CE4, right? In accounting based COPA, all the data now will be stored in AC DOCA. Still the segment like characteristics and everything will be stored in other CA tables, but the transactional data will be posted to your AC DOCA. Okay. So now COPA is integrated with AC DOCA. Once the operating concern is created, all the characteristics are added to the operating concern. Then we have to execute a program so that it will synchronize your COPA, characteristics to AC Docker table. So it will update those tables in the backend and it will create some space in the AC Docker tables for all the characteristics what you're going to create in operating concern. Okay. So it is integrated. So as and when you post anything to COPA, it will be available in your AC Docker so that the AC Docker is single source of truth for everything. So all the COPA information will be revenue, COGS, everything will be available in AC Docker. Still, you can run, other standard transactions like K24, which is COPA line items report, that it will match with your AC Docker. Okay. So simply, COPA, we will use it for revenue. To analyze market segment-wise analysis. When I say segment, it's like a product, customer, product group, or combination of product group, customer, and blah, blah, blah. So how the data will get? So source for COPA is revenue where we have different sources for COPA. First is revenue. So revenue, we will get it from sales. Okay, SD module. And COGS also we will get it from sales only. As and when they deliver a customer, that time COGS will be posted. So 80% of the data will be coming from SD module. Then from production planning, the variances, we will transfer the variances, right? When you do the production order settlement, the variances will come from production orders. And some kind of cost you can allocate from cost center to COPA. So COPA assessment, we call it as. So from cost centers, you can allocate some kind of cost to COPA. From internal orders, you can settle it some cost to COPA. Again, WBS elements, right? You can settle the cost to COPA. Even maintenance orders, some other customer orders or service orders, right? These are the source for data. COPA generally we will not post anything. We will collect the data from different sources like FI, CO, PP, MM. MM also we will get like purchase price variances, exchange rate differences, right? All these differences we will capture in COPA and we will analyze the reports in COPA, right? Some businesses, whoever uses the BIBW, right? Analytics teams, they read data from COPA tables and they do further analysis. The graphical representations and all not possible in SAP, you all know. So for that, they use the data analytics and BIBW, right? There you can do some kind of flow charts, some kind of fancy things in those areas. So for them, COPA is the final database. They'll take all the data from the COPA tables and they'll maintain in their cubes and all. From there, they will analyze. Okay. So COPA is like a database where we will collect the data from different sources and it will be used for further processing for other like data analytics or maybe BIBW. Okay. So it's simply segmental, marginal analysis, of your organization. Either it could be product level or customer level, company code level, group level, whatever it may be. So for that, we need to define some characteristics, how the data will be flow into those characteristics that we need to, we will discuss. So we need to create an operating concern and we need to create characteristics at what level you are going to analyze your profitability and all.